Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer, fresh out the shower, I might add. I know this video's late, and usually on a Friday when I have a late video it's because there's a yarn release. There's not a yarn release today. I am just working on day 2 of a migraine that just will not seem to go away. As a matter of fact, it seems to be migrating. It started here and it's like drifting back towards the back of my head. So, yeah. Found my heating pad though. So, and I took a really hot shower. I was ordered to go get in the shower to hopefully ease some of the pain. So I did. It only helped slightly, but I also have some Motrin in my stomach that I just now took, and I'm drinking a little bit of caffeine in my Buc-ee's cup. Speaking of cups, Cherish sent me this one. Cherish, right? Cherish, if I got your name wrong, I'm sorry. I think I left the box in the car. I went to the post office box 2 nights ago, I think, and this and a birthday card from Connie was in there. So thank you, Connie, and thank you. It's Cherish. I think it's Cherish. Anyway, how cute is this cup? I have a whole collection of big giant cups now. I almost have, well, actually it's not almost. I have more big giant insulated cups than I have regular drinking glasses. And honestly, I think my family prefers it that way. Because it holds 40 ounces, right? Yeah, 40 ounce tumbler. 40 ounce tumbler. Who doesn't want to carry around 40 ounces? And honestly, it's easier to keep yourself hydrated when you have a big cup that you carry with you, because you don't forget. Like, sometimes people with ADHD specifically will forget to drink. Sometimes they'll forget to eat. I'm not a I forgot to eat kind of person. Well, I never have been. With my shot, I am now, but I have always been a I forgot to drink actual liquid today. I forgot to have water. And so that's why these cups are so vitally important to me. So when somebody sends me something like this, first of all, it's cute because it's Halloween and it's got Stitch on it. But also, these cups say, I care about you, take care of yourself. And the reason I think that is because it is vitally important, as both a diabetic and someone who is on the medication that I am on for my diabetes and weight loss. It is vitally important to stay hydrated. So that's what this cup signifies to me. Is like, hey, I care about you, go drink your water. Now, is water in this one? No. This is my soda cup. I have a water one. And now I have another water one. And also, same thing goes for my kids. It's like, my son forgets he has water all the time. And so he has a big red Buc-ee's cup because red's his favorite color. So, thank you, Cherish. And thank you, Connie, for the birthday card for me and Lucas. I do appreciate that. Now, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to be real honest with you. I have video ideas, but in order to execute those video ideas, I have to actually leave the house. And that has been a struggle for me. Currently, I could leave the house. I would have to take my 10-year-old with me, or he's 11. I have to take my 11-year-old with me, which is also not a problem. But my gas tank is on 0 and I really hate pumping my own gas. So that's my excuse for not wanting to leave the house. I'm fully capable and I have money to do so. But I just don't like pumping my own gas. I hate it. I hate it. So that's my excuse for not actually leaving the house. I am working on a bunch of stuff, which I will show you in Monday. I am currently trying to tackle the Halloween make-along blanket, and I am working on the centerpiece, which is mosaic. And I love mosaic. I love doing a color chart and following the color chart. I am really struggling with this one. And I don't know if it's from, I'm going to say brain rot, because currently my brain is not functioning at its proper level. Or if it's the fact that my chart is black and white because I don't have a color printer. Which probably has a lot to do with it. But also, when I work off of a chart, I work top down. That's the way my brain works. I work top to bottom and I work right to left and then left to right, then right to left, then, okay? I could absolutely edit this chart to make it work to where it's working top to bottom. I could do that. I used to do that when I was doing the blanket with Lilo N Stitches. I think it was last year. She had every month she would release a mosaic and we would do that. Hers was double crochet, which worked up a lot faster than this one, which is single crochet. I really liked working with her charts. Her charts were very simplistic, very, you pick the colors, easy to follow, and it was easy for me to follow it bottom to, or top to bottom, the way my brain works. And I would adjust them and I would flip them if I needed to. And that worked for me. This chart is 60 stitches across, which is not that big, and it's 82 stitches long. It's not a very big, it's like this big. Okay, it's not very big at all. I'm struggling with working bottom up, but also there's so many quick color changes that I'm struggling with that. And I'm not struggling with keeping the yarn from tangling, because it does tangle, but I also have bobbins. If I wanted to put them on bobbins, I could put them on bobbins. I'm struggling with remembering where I'm at, and this is where it goes back to the brain rot. Like, my brain is rotting. Where I'm at in the pattern, and I have to keep recounting and going over, and everything's getting scrambled in my head, and so it's really, really frustrating. So I had to pull out a highlighter, and I'm marking. I started off marking like, oh, I did that row, I did that row, I did that row, because those rows were real easy. 4 rows of all purple. And then this row was like 9 of purple, 1 of black, 6 of purple, 1 of black. That was easy. But then it got into purple 5, lemongrass, which is green 1, black 1, lemongrass 7, purple 2, lemongrass 6, purple 3, lemongrass 1, black 2, lemongrass 5, purple 2, lemongrass 8, purple 2, lemongrass 9, purple 6. So I'd get halfway across, I'm like, where am I at? I kept frogging back a couple because I couldn't figure out where I was at or how many stitches I was supposed to do. So then it got to the point where I had to mark every line. Okay, I did that. Okay, I did that. I did that, which is slowing me down. And it's frustrating to me because I'm used to my brain being in hyperspeed. And I can count in my head because I visualize the number and I can talk at the same time, which is unusual for people. I can't count up to 500 and have a conversation because I will lose count. But if I'm counting up to like 10 or 20 or 50, I can visualize the number in my head, so I can do like shell stitches all day long and have a conversation, because in my brain I do one and I see the letter 1 or the number 1. I do the second one, I see the number 2 in my, like, I see it. This is like, with the current state of what my brain is in, oh, it's struggling. I'm struggling. So yesterday I rewarded myself. You guys saw that in yesterday's video. I rewarded myself and I made 2 of the amigurumi from the Woobles box, which I will show you on Monday. And then I made a Wooble that's not in a Wooble. So I made a little ghost to go into my village because it's a haunted house, it needs ghosts, and there's not ghosts as part of the patterns, which is silly to me, right? So I made a little ghost, and he's not even stuffed, but he stands on his own because the wool yarn is kind of stiff. And I used glow-in-the-dark yarn that I had from Lion Brand. So there's a little ghost back there in my village too. So now I have a couple people in my little haunted house box. By the way, I did order my Christmas village. There was, I don't know, 90% of you said do it. So I felt I felt peer pressured and influenced. No, I didn't. I think I made some good points in that video that it's content for the channel and it's a tax write-off, so why not order the box? And it's something that I'm going to enjoy doing because I'm enjoying the Halloween box, so pay the $140 for the stupid Advent box. I've never bought an Advent for myself. I never treat myself to stuff like that. I'm going to quote myself. And I've said this message to you guys, but I don't practice this very often. Love your damn self. Love your damn self. I'm going to tattoo that on my body. Love your damn self. If nobody else has shown you the love and the consideration and the appreciation that you deserve, love your damn self. That's what I did. I loved myself. I ordered the Christmas Advent box because content, tax write-off. I wanted it. I wanted it. Is it the most, is it as cool as the Halloween box? No. It's not. And one person actually commented in the video. She goes, question for you. If you buy this and show it in videos, will you make your money back? And the short answer is yes. If I show it in a couple of videos, I will more than make my money back and earn a profit. So why wouldn't I do it? That's kind of stupid. I have spent $140 on yarn before. Granted, it's bougie, fancy yarn. It's hand-spun yarn. I got a whole box out there of hand-spun yarn that I paid over $100 for that I don't think I've ever shown you. I don't think I've ever showed you guys. Because I bought all that she had. And I put it in a box and I put it on my shelf for when I had time to work with hand-spun yarn. I bought her entire shop out. And I think I didn't show you because I was embarrassed that I did that. Because I bought it all. Confessions. These are my confessions. Now, I feel like maybe the Motrin is kicking in. And my headache does not feel as violent as it felt this morning laying in bed. You ever had a headache where it just wakes you up out of a dead sleep because it feels like you got beat in the head with a baseball bat? Yeah, that's the kind of headache I've had since yesterday. Currently, there's a twinge along this area. But it's not baseball bat. So, I feel good about that. I feel good that I have progressed on the blanket. I almost feel like I'm back on track. I'm going to say 2 weeks behind at this point because I started the mosaic section, which is the center of the blanket. I don't think I showed you guys. Oh, and another tip for this, okay? If you're working on this and you're at the mosaic part and you're like, oh, I just can't get a highlighter and just write on your pattern. Or put it in a photo editing program in your phone if you can't print it and write on it with the marker that's in the editing program. So you can keep track of where you're at in the thing. So if you set it down and you come back, you're like, oh crap, where am I at? Or if you're like me and your brain is scrambling. Now another thing I was doing is my dog stepped on the pattern with her muddy feet. That's not even my dog. Another thing that I've been doing with the chart here is I printed it off and I'm using the bigger, this is enlarged. I'm using the paper as a guide, so I'm on row, where am I on? I'm looking down there like I didn't. I'm on row 25. So if I fold this, the paper, I line it up where row 25 is. Now I can only see the bottom row that I'm currently working on, which is that row right there. Now the bad thing is if I'm trying to fold it every other row, because it's like a centimeter, if that, is getting the fold to just slightly move upwards. Another thing you can do is they have snap-on, and I probably should look into buying one of these. They have snap-on recipe things, and so it will hold your books open or your recipes open, or it will hold your page, and it looks like a ruler that snaps closed over it. You could do those too and put it across the page, or you could use a ruler. If you have a flat surface, you can put the ruler and just keep moving it up. There are also pattern guides. Maybe I should look into buying one of those for myself, because I don't have one where you can put it across the page so you can keep track of where you're at. They also have magnetic bookmarks, which would also work. Ponyo's in here. Ponyo, you want to sit on the chair? Grammy will move her bags. In case anybody wants to have a seat next to me. The only two dogs that really sit next to me is Ponyo and Bentley. Scarlet will sit in a chair, but she's not my dog. She's Juju's dog. And even though Ponyo is technically Juju's dog, Ponyo loves Grammy as much as she loves Juju. We took her for a drive in the car last night. Me and Juju did. We went up to what we call the spot. And we're trying to practice with her on the leash. She needs a good harness though. We're trying to practice with her on the leash because she's a lot easier to walk than the big dogs. And yeah, we're trying to practice with her. She's been for walks before, but she's guarding. She guards us. And so if another dog comes in vicinity, she barks like crazy, and I don't want that. So she needs a little more training. Speaking of Scarlet, that was Scarlet that came in here. Got a big old box of fluff right. That's what you're seeing. It's a box of polyfill. I bought a 5-pound box of polyfill, even though I have a 20-pound box of polyfill in storage because I didn't want to go to storage, dig it out, bring it back home because it's 20 pounds. It's huge. I think I'm just going to keep it in there until we get into a new place, so that I'm not, because it's too big for it in here right now. And I cleaned out, I got rid of some boxes. I actually moved them into the closet in the hallway that you guys have seen in the closet series, because that closet is now empty. So I put a bunch of stuff in there that I will eventually, well, I don't know, because it's yarn. And because it's yarn and not in plastic totes, I hesitate to put it in storage. But right now it's in the closet, and that works just fine for me because at least I can access it. And I think I packed away some of my new yarn from Premier. And I don't know what box it's in. But that's okay. I do have an order with Premier. I think I said this in another video. I ordered some of the Karma. We're going to do a tutorial with that. And I don't know why I ordered white, because white, I just envisioned it in white. But the problem is white does not show up on camera very well. So I may have to make one in the white and then demonstrate it to you in another yarn, which is fine. But a lot of tutorialists do that. They want to make something a specific color, and then they do it in a... Woobles does it all the time. They film it in one color, and then it's created in another color for the channel, and that way they can reuse, you know. Don't start, Oreo. So yeah, not a lot going on today. I have to film my Monday Makes video today. No, I don't. I can film that tomorrow, because you're watching this. No, today's Friday. Okay, so I have to film Monday Makes today, because even though I don't have plans for this weekend, I also don't want to work on the weekend, because I would like to really, really get out of the house this weekend. And if I can get out of the house this weekend, I can put gas in my car and I can go to the 2 places to gather the supplies for the 2 videos that I have planned. So maybe that will be something I do this weekend. I just don't want to do it today. I don't know. I think with having a headache and not feeling real hot, I just kind of want to hang out at home. I don't even want to work on that stupid blanket. And I know I started the progress of like, oh, I'm doing the mosaic, like I'm going to do this. And I hyped myself up for it. And then I sat and I was working on it. And when I started working on it, I didn't have a headache. And then as I was working on it, the headache was getting worse and worse and worse, which was also contributing to the brain rot, the brain fog. Brain fog. So it was kind of like a cluster. And I made it past a certain point, which was a good stopping point on the pattern. I was like, all right, I'm just going to stop here. And then tomorrow, or probably next week at this point, I can come back and work on another section of the mosaic. And I'm going to keep getting further and further behind. And that is okay. I actually joined the Crochet Along Facebook group. And I saw people making huge mistakes on their blankets, and that made me feel better. Because, and I'm not reveling in someone else's mistakes or misery or screw-ups. It makes me feel more human to see someone else mess up. And so, one lady actually, the mosaic says trick or treat. The treat is facing one direction so you read it, and the whole rest of the pattern is reversed and flipped backwards. So if she turns it over, it will say trick or and treat will be backwards, or it will say trick or backwards and treat will be forward. And I kind of giggled at it. I was like, oh, I feel so much better. I would have cried if I did that to myself. I would have cried. I would have had a full meltdown. I would have burned the blanket. I would have been done. I would have quit. And I'm not a quitter. My daddy didn't raise a quitter. Okay? But she's like, we're just going to leave it. We're going to call it a Halloween trick. And I was like, I like this lady. And then another lady put all the squares in the wrong direction. And I was like, all right. She's just going with it. So if I screw up royally at this point, I give my permission to just go with the flow and follow my own advice and just do it. Just finish. Nobody's going to look at it and go, that's not right. I mean, people that are doing the crochet along are going to judge her. She screwed up. I'm so glad that's not me. I know that people can do that. I'm not doing that. I mean, yes, I'm glad it's not me because I would not be able to mentally handle that at this point. Because I'm already really struggling with the blanket. But at this point, everything... Oh, and by the way, someone said in the comments that my Frankensteins don't line up like I intended. They do, and I'll show you why. And of course, I just got this all organized. I'm going to dig in here and screw it all up. Alright. She said my Frankensteins did not align across from each other, but they do. That's not the right square. Because they're in the center of the 5. Right? They're in the center. And while it this is not, they're not lined up like this on the blanket. Okay? They're lined up like this on the blanket because the top row has this big square on. That's not the right one. This is the right one. So this is going to connect like this. Of course, I can't do all this. I can't hold everything. Right, so see how this connects here? This is going to be the top of the blanket. Oh, dang, I got 2 pumpkins next to each other. You know what? It's cute. I don't care. And then this one connects to the bottom of this square here. Okay? So, because the top of the blanket is going to have the 2 big squares here, this one's just connected to this square, and this one will connect to this square. So they're going to line up like this on the blanket. And then there will be the big center part. So the Frankensteins are across from each other. I just wanted to clear that up because she said that they weren't. And it's just because it may have looked like that because I was holding them level. They're not on the blanket level like this. They're like this on the blanket. Because that big square is going to be here with the top. And I attached a big square to each thing. So, yeah. Just wanted to clear that up. The Frankensteins will be directly across from each other. I really, really, really thought that through and planned it out. And I did not attach a single thing until I knew, like I thought about it and rethought about it. I lined everything up. I made sure everything was facing the right direction because I did see that other people messed up. And I was terrified, especially in my current brain state, I was terrified I was going to screw up, and I knew that I don't have the mental capacity to screw up that bad right now. And so I was extra careful with the way I lined everything up. So, yeah, that is done. But I will show you this on Monday Makes, because I did make good progress on the mosaic section. I just have to find space in my brain, but also in my day, to be able to sit down and concentrate and be in a quiet space to be able to focus on that. And that's just not happening right now. I also had someone say they're not going to follow along because it's like I'm celebrating Satan's birthday, and that kind of hurt my feelings because I know that not everybody celebrates Halloween. I'm not trying to push Halloween on anybody, just like I don't ever push Christmas on anybody. I am very much 100% a believer in Christ. I am. I do not follow a religion because I think most religions are cults. That's a personal belief. If you feel differently, that's okay. But like that really hurt my feelings because, first of all, I don't look at Halloween as Satan anything. It's not. And it really hurt my feelings. So I'm just going to say that it hurt my feelings. I actually deleted the comment because it hurt my feelings. You guys got to be careful what you put in the comments. And if you don't feel like something you're watching that I make is like something you're interested in, you don't have to watch, but you also don't have to tell me that you're not watching. Okay? You don't have to. I don't need to know that information. That's not my business. You're allowed to do and feel and be whatever you want to do and feel and be. That is your right as a human being. Yeah, so this is the yarn I used for the ghost that I will show you on Monday. I feel like I'm all over the place, but I didn't want to have another day where I don't have a video up, especially on Friday, because everybody loves coming in on Friday. They generally expect yarn porn, but no yarn porn. No yarn porn. And I'm going to be real honest with you, I don't want any new yarn right now. I know. You knock you over the wet noodle, huh? That like is shocking information. I don't want any more yarn. I had a minor meltdown and I started to try to get rid of it all. Yeah. But I've come back to reality. I'm trying. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of nonsense, you know? And that video feels a whole lot, this video feels a whole lot like it's making sense of nonsense because I'm kind of all over the place mentally, and that's just where we are right now. Look at who's looking at me. She's just looking at me. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. I might make her a new headband. Like, I want her to have, like, a big, wide headband. For no reason. There's nothing wrong with her lace headband, but, like, I don't know. I might just leave it. Her hair's so pretty. She's just looking at me like, all right, what are we going to do now? This is little Jen, by the way. Is she pretty? My friend Nancy in California made that for me. In case you missed that video. So next week, what is up for next week? We got a Monday Makes video. Like I said, I was watching a video, and as a girl I've never seen or heard of before, and she was doing something on her channel. I was like, okay, I liked the idea of what she was doing on her channel, but I didn't like the way she was executing it, because, you know, Cinnamon Stitches does things her own way. And so it gave me another idea entirely, and I was like, I'm going to do that on the channel. But again, that takes me having to leave the house to go get supplies. And so I'm in the planning phases of doing that, and it's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. And I just have to go out. And I want to go check out Michael's, because Michael says that they have new yarn. I've seen a couple of videos where there's a new yarn that's supposed to be released, and a couple of people in the Facebook group said that they found actual Big Twist in stores, and I don't have any hope that my Michael's is going to have anything like that, because my Michael's is really bad, and I've reported them to corporate a couple of times because my store is so bad. And the last time I reported them to corporate, I used the I'm an influencer card, which I don't ever do. Okay, I don't do that. I am just Jennifer, and I use my regular email address. And this time I was like, no, because I'm real tired of this. I'm like, I'm an influencer, and this is some things that have happened in my local store, and this is the state of my current local store, and I can't, as an influencer, do my job by promoting Michael's and showing how cool Michael's is and the cool yarns they have if my store is in such disarray. And so I got a response back to that. But and the next time I went into Michael's, I kid you not, there was an actual manager on the floor, which I've never seen, and there was 3 employees. Not just one, there was 3. And they were doing stuff. So I think corporate was like, oh no, we need to get this store in order. Either that, or I predict, just like I predicted AC Moore was going out of business, because you could see a very sudden and sharp decline at my local AC Moore store. And then it started, like, I could see it. I had a ton of AC Moore stores within driving distance of my house. I had probably 10 within an hour. Like, there was so many AC Moores. And I kept saying on the channel, something's going on at AC Moore. I think they're going out of business. Like, something ain't right. They're not getting new yarn in. They stopped buying yarn. They stopped getting the mystery bags. They stopped doing this. They stopped doing that. They stopped doing the specialty yarns for holidays. Like, I was paying attention to everything that was happening at AC Moore. My local, I'm not saying all of Michael's, I'm saying my local Michael's store is going down a sharp hill. It has never been fantastic, but oh my God, it's getting worse and worse. The last several times I've gone in there, barring the last time after I contacted corporate again, I went in the store, and you know those black bins that are under the shelves that carry overstock? They were all out in the middle of the row. The shelves were stacked with yarn that has been there for 2 years easily, and all of the black shelves were pulled out. And they were like that 4 days prior. Exactly the same state. So in 4 days, not a single person went and took care of that yarn section. And you have to walk past it. All of the offices, the place where you clock in, the bathrooms, are right directly through the yarn aisle. So you had to have been at the back of the store at some point to see that the yarn department was in such disarray. And for it to be ignored for a minimum of 4 days? Yeah. And like I have said on the channel before, I've never seen more than maybe 2 people working at Michael's. And I've never seen anybody on the floor. They're not on the floor. Every other Michael's I go to anywhere close to me, there are people stocking, cleaning, organizing, price checking, working on the floor. My Michael's, ain't happening. Ain't happening. They have one person every single time I go into my Michael's leaning against the front windows doing this. And it's not even the same person. It's different people every time I go in there because they work there. They don't stay working. doing this. Because now Michael's has all those self-checkout machines. So the cashier's not actually doing anything. They're being paid to stand around. Well, you should be filling orders or cleaning up or stocking something. Like, yes, be in the general vicinity to make sure that someone has a cashier available for them. But like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So I hesitate to go to my local Michael's. And yes, there are other Michael's. There's a Michael's in Culpeper. There's a Michael's in Stafford. There's Michael's I could drive to, but that's like an hour in either direction. I can either go an hour north or I can go an hour, west? And go to actually clean Michael's. Although the Michael's in Culpeper is really well kept. It's clean. There's always minimum of 5 employees. They have actual cashiers, but they also have people on the floor constantly. Like, we're actually working, right? The problem with the Culpeper store is they don't get all the new yarns. And I mean, they don't get barely any of the new yarns. They are very much we have this on stock all the time, but it's hit or miss if they're going to have any new yarns at all, ever. And then the store in Stafford always has the new yarns and always has employees. However, I have to get on I-95 to get to Stafford. And, ooh, I don't like driving on I-95 because Virginia drivers are worse than California drivers. And if you know, you know. And I've driven on both freeways. I know what I'm talking about. And what makes it even worse is our freeway, we actually have like a bigger freeway now around where I live. Like, they expanded it a lot in the past several years. But in California, like, some of the freeways have 8 lanes on each side of the freeway. Like 8 and 8. So there's like 16. Okay? There is room for everybody to drive, even though it still is at a dead stand sometimes. But here, when traffic gets backed up, it stays backed up for days. And we only have maybe 4 lanes of travel on a good day. And unless you pay $30 to get in the HOV lane or whatever, it's just, I could drive on any Michigan freeway and be perfectly fine. Because, man, that's the one thing I miss about Michigan is the freeways were fantastic, okay? There was sometimes traffic if there was a really bad accident. And there were certain areas where traffic would bottleneck, or like it'd be a really busy area around a certain like off-ramp. But for the most part, you could get anywhere in an hour. I mean, anywhere. Anything that was anything, you could get to in about an hour. Unless you wanted to go up north or you wanted to go to like the West Coast to go to the good beaches. Because if you don't know what Michigan is, because maybe you're in a different country, Michigan on the map of the United States is the one that's shaped like a hand. Okay? Actually, that might be backwards to you. It's the right way to me, but it might be backwards to you. So the thumb connects to Canada. I'm from around here. So, like I said, I was born and raised in an area that was slightly south of some parts of Canada. Specifically Windsor. There's Canada, and then there's like the Great Lakes are here, the Great Lakes are here, the Great Lakes are here, and then there's the upper peninsula of Michigan that looks kind of like this, and then Lake Superior is up here, okay? So we have 4 of the 5 Great Lakes, right? Because Lake Ontario is over that way. All right, so because I lived on this beach, the lake I visited most often was Lake Erie, which is where all of the plants are at. So the steel mill and like all of the cargo ships. So Lake Erie's polluted. And sometimes when you're swimming in Lake Erie, the smell of diesel comes up through the water, which is, you know, not real healthy to bathe in. And I always would get sick after going in Lake Erie. Okay, so Lake Erie's not my favorite. Lake Huron is beautiful, which is right here. And then we have Lake Michigan, which is the west coast of Michigan. And on Michigan side, there are actual sand dunes and sand beaches and waves. And it looks more like the ocean, but without the salt. It's quite beautiful. Like I said, I love Lake Huron, don't get me wrong. I've been to Lake Huron. I really like it. There is some sand. It's more of a muddy sand than the actual real sand on Lake Michigan. Never been to Lake Superior. I've always wanted to go, and one day I probably will never make it to Lake Superior. And I've been to Lake Ontario because I've been to Niagara Falls, and I've been I was really young though, so I don't remember Lake Ontario. But unless you're like traveling outside of the Metro Detroit area, you can get pretty much anywhere in an hour. As a matter of fact, you can get to Ohio, which is right here, in just about an hour and a half from where I was living at the time. And that's on a bad traffic day. So I really miss Michigan traffic. I do. I miss it. Because traffic here is god awful. And there's a certain comfort in knowing where everything is, because like I lived there the first 30 years of my life. And while I've been here for, how long have we been here for? 15 years now we've been in Virginia. I still feel like I don't know where everything is or how to get around because I don't drive. I've not really driven a whole lot since we've lived here. I get driven around, but I still feel like discombobulated and lost and like, do I actually know where I'm going? And 15 years I still have not figured my way around. And yes, I have GPS. I could use GPS, but the freeway is so daunting. Like I just don't want to. And yeah, I could take Route 1 that way. I could, but that road is scary. And if you know, you know. There's a lot of like this, and everyone goes well above the speed limit until they see the cop that is inevitably by that one house on Route 1. It's just, it's crazy. I know, I'm talking to you guys like you all know everything about where I live, but it is what it is. So I do want to get to Michael's, and maybe I'll go out this weekend and just see. And even the app is not helpful. It's not really telling me like if any of the stores have Big Twist, or it's not even really showing anything. So maybe I will go. Yeah, I can have Juju stop in the Michael's. She works over that way. I can have her stop in and just see what they have to see if it's worth my time to go over there, because she's working right now. But also I could also just go up to Stafford this weekend. So maybe that's what I'll do. And that will be a video next week if there's anything to even find. So I did actually record a members video. It's uploading right now. It should probably be done. It is in fact done. So I will go ahead and make a members, and that's the members video. I have 2 levels of members videos now. The members video that's releasing tomorrow will be available to all the members. And then I think the following week will be for the higher tier members. And if I can find time to actually record that, the members videos thing is going to change a little bit. And I'm struggling really hard with the changes that I'm making to the members section of the channel. And so I'm going to discuss that with the members first, and then when I finalize everything, I will of course let you guys know what is going on in case anyone is interested in being a member or whatever. I want to discuss it with the people it affects first, which is the people that are already paid for membership. Things in that arena are changing, and they are changing for my family's safety. Because if you guys watched the video where I talked about the Reddit thing, they didn't have a whole lot bad to say about me, but they sure attacked my children. And it's just crazy to me that someone would do that. And so I am trying to keep my son off camera entirely, which is not easy to do because he very often wants to show you guys things. Because he loves you guys, and there's so many things he wants to do and show you guys, because you guys have become family to a lot of us. A lot of you have become family to us. And I hate that I have to protect him, because there's rotten awful, miserable people in this world. I hate that I have to do that. But he's had a hard enough life. He doesn't deserve to be attacked. And my children, none of my children deserve to be attacked the way that they have been. So with that, there are going to be changes in the memberships. My battery is telling me to shut up because apparently 45 minutes is our limit at this point. And I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you guys, the members I will see tomorrow, and everyone else I will see bright and early on Monday morning. Love you guys. Bye.